Welcome one and all from around the world to Fangdraft number 4. I'm HD Philly B, and alongside with me in the booth today is the one and only content creator that you can find on basically any social media platform from the Cosmic Expansion Show. It's Cozmic. My friend, it is one of my favorite times of the year, and I'm not talking about the American holiday of Thanksgiving. I'm talking about Fangdraft. It's fun, it's competitive, and it gets the community going. Massive shout out to the EU GOATs, TJ and Tang, for putting it all together. Cosmic, we're in 1.10. It's a slew of new items. What are we expecting here today?
Well, definitely I feel like what we're expecting is a surge of just offlaners. I'm enjoying offlane really a lot with all the new items, especially not saying it was Berserker Zax getting a little bit of a touch up, but also Mantis Scythe, Curse Scroll. There we go. That's what it was. But very much Curse Scroll out of all the items. Just a favorite of mine. But I'm ready for Fangdraft 4, man.
Yeah, this is going to be a silly time. We've got some great teams coming out here today. Y'all saw the graphics of the captains like Calpito and Saku, etc. Just making their way for this event today, which is a whole lot of fun. Good to see how the EU folks play the game, because Cosmo, we were talking in the green room about maybe what we might see, and then Tank comes in, he's like, we don't do that over here. We're all like, oh, okay.
Oh, yes, like all of our American titles that we've seen, just the play styles is completely different, and I gotta lock in for that. I remember the first time I cast today, Fangdraft, it was just so like slow but like meaningful at the same time, and especially with this new phase of the game that we're in, where the lane phase is like a really important phase. Hopefully, things don't go chaotic, but we never know.
We will see, but we got to see where we stand. So let's bring up the bracket to see where our teams are at and what matchup we will be reviewing today. My friend, we're in round 1, which is a best of 1. We'll be playing best of 1s throughout the entire tournament until the grand final, which will be a best of 3. But here in round 1, we're going to go with Sagi's Nightmare versus the Bowling Boys. And so Sagi's Nightmare, that's actually Calpito's team. Sagi is just his pet name for Sagu. So kind of it's a scripted matchup, let's say, friend, that these two are going up against one another.
Friend versus friend, those always make for the best matches. A whole lot of bragging rights in store for that. But yeah, we got two teams. They're going to be first up. And I'm excited to see, will the Nightmares be an actual nightmare for the Bowling Boys, or is the Bowling Boys going to strike it out?
Yeah, we'll see. And we've got some, birds out there spying for us, whether they're real or not. I mean, Tang was letting us know that the Bowling Boys might all be going for the bowling ball crest, and they just might be grouping up and rolling down the lanes to see if they can, just gank on somebody and win it out that way. So some whimsical things could be in store for us, as well as like role swaps, right? Not everybody will be in the roles that we naturally see them. Like Sagu, he's going to play in the jungle here today, at least in this matchup. That he might go back to ADC later down the line if they need him, right? So this Fangdraft allows people to explore different roles. Like you said, you've moved over to the offlane where you've been playing a lot of mid, right? So this is just good opportunities for people to explore all different facets of the game.
Yeah, and hopefully we'll see some new tech come out, like I said, with the whole bowling balls. Like, is everybody gonna be a bowling ball? They're gonna gank one lane. It's gonna be a chaos with these new crests and new items. I can't wait to pick up some tech from these pro players and to use it for myself, honestly.
For sure. Well, let's check out the rosters to see who we've got on both of these squads. We have the Bowling Boys, which is captained by Sagu, and Saki's Nightmare by Calpito. And there are some names that you might recognize here, friend. I'm looking at Penguin and Proper Clean on the Bowling Boys, and I'm looking at Simi and Black Viper here for Sagi's Nightmares. Great squads. This is going to be an electric match number 1.
Yeah, definitely Black Viper. What a cool name. I'm not familiar with him, but I am the player I'm most familiar with on Sagi's Nightmares is, of course, Magi, aka Mayor, one of the better players that I've seen. Mid lane is going to be his spot to dominate, but we'll see if it actually comes to pass. Does he still got it from last time I saw him? Gotta find out.
I believe so. If we've seen the chat being blown up in the Discord, that guy's been all over the place. Let's take a look at the head-to-head. Both of our captains being matched up here in the jungle. We've got some stats to see if we can pull them apart, but I don't know if we'll be able to. A lot of these stat lines very close together.
A little close. That's the understatement, really. But look at Sagu, bro. 690 damage per minute. That is insane. I wonder who he's gonna play in that jungle role. Might be Boris, or he might get banned. But it could be people like Chimera, who's been dominating lately, especially with the new items and stuff like that. But can't go wrong with Calypto too. He's also might play jungle as well. Just as much damage potential as him, but the KDA is damn near the same.
Absolutely. And I'd be curious to see the pacing between these characters, because we know Calipito very quick in the jungle, will play a lot of those faster characters, where Sagu, if he's just transitioning to the role for this tournament, might play a little bit safer, right? Those junglers that don't have the highest tech in the world, like Chimera, you can clear your camps and do what you need to do. So very interesting. But friend, there's only one way to find out, and that is to get into the draft. So we're going to head into that here. Be curious to see how these folks, you mentioned the Revenant being super strong in this patch right now.
He is, but that's kind of like me being biased, because that's my character. I recently got like the most matches with him. I got like 200 and not actually 200, like I think like 500 games, whatever. The point is, I'm a big Revenant bias kind of guy. With the Manta Scythe item in the game right now, you help wave clear so much more faster. The recent changes that he had, making his Hellfire Blast just so much more powerful. But now that it's really all of his augments are viable. But I feel like we're not going to see Revenant. I think we're going to see the typical Skylar jungle kind of matchup in carry lane, but who knows?
Okay. And as a reminder, folks, no Eden for the tournament here today. Character is banned, right? As is the par for the course for most tournaments, right? A character has to go through at least one round of changes before they're allowed. People still can figure they're out. And I know you mentioned, Cozmic, that Eden was being utilized in the off lane pretty heavily, and that would just throw so many people for the loop if you're not used to seeing that. So we're trying to keep some parity here as we move into it. Once again, this is just a fun community day. Fangdraft number 4. Kaz, you also mentioned the Zinx. Might be pretty lethal out here in Sanctuary.
listen, Philly, man. Zinx might gotta get a ban, dude. I'm seeing Zinx in basically every one of my matches. And the thing about it, there's just so many bans that need to happen that you might have to bite the bullet and let Zinx go. But if you let her go, man, you really got to target her. The amount of damage output that she can get nowadays with the new items is pretty nuts. Why even build support items anymore when you can just build a DPS support that can heal and stun and revive your allies? Like, what?
That's pretty wild. But I wonder if there's some Achilles heels to that, because we've seen double ADC comps before, right? If you put like a Wraith in the mid lane and then your traditional carry in the duel, like, you have these double ADC compositions, and so there are some weaknesses, some gaps in the armor. It's just about, okay, have folks figured out how to counter that specific gap just yet? But that's what these tournaments are all about. I believe we have the draft here ready, friend, and I'm excited to see how we get into this one. Let's think a little bit more about the mid lane here, because I know Belica have received some changes. Argus kind of got buffed up. I think Argus could be good just on how some of the items are panning out for him, but I'm curious to hear your thoughts.
Yeah, Argus recently is just super oppressive nowadays, especially with his particle shredder, his stun. This whole entire kit just feels way better now, more than ever, with the ability to to reduce your mana bar as he's hitting you is also pretty sick and twisted. You mentioned Belica. She also, like Zinx, is going to benefit from the attack items for the mages. Maybe a little bit too much, because she could reduce your mana with her abilities as well, touching the Void Runs up. And next thing you know, you're out of mana, and then she hits you with the ultimate, and you kind of just die. She is a heavy delete kid right now, and she might also get banned. There's just too many people to ban,
Hey, well, it was the European side that kind of started the 3-ban tradition as the game grew and there are more heroes to the roster. So hey, they might be the innovators once again. We might go to 4 bans now just because we had to get all these people off the board. And speaking of bans, we have the P's and B's on the board here now. It will be the Bowling Boys to start us off here with the first rounds of bans. Could be the Zinx, could be the Ure, could be the Belica, and I believe that is the Howitzer, my friend, that I'm seeing first.
Yeah, Howitzer was also a name I was going to bring up for mid lane. That's not correct, apparently. Oh. Got a little bit of an error. But
either way, talk about Howitzer. Tell me about Howitzer.
Howitzer is just kind of like the same boat as Argus. His R2000 missiles are being super oppressive in like any stage of the game, paired with like combustion. I think Howard's out of all the mages really doesn't see the best use of the new items, but that's
Mm.
just me from what I've seen. It's always nice to just go combustion, overseer. Uh, I'm trying to think of what else. Wraith leggings, maybe Noxia, Oblivion Crown, stuff like that. Not really a change, but just an overall. He's just still oppressive.
Yeah, for sure. And I think the thing that can't be understated is the Claws of Hermes, one of the new items that gives you that mana burn, right? So some of those characters that can utilize that effectively, like the Belka, like the Argus, might be, pretty useful out here in Sanctuary. And now I'm also wondering, because there's a lot of items that burn the mana. There's also now a lot of items that burn armor, friend. What are your thoughts on that? Like changes to Basilisk, Viper, etc., and getting those armor shreds increased.
Well, I feel like it's an attempt to help out the offlaners, to really shred the range fighter, the range fighters in here in the cast.
Mm.
I think it's pretty needed, because when you go up against a Morgesh, you have to build some kind of armor first, but you have to dish out some damage too. So things like Basilisk going to keep you alive and shred armor, Viper with the attack speed. I definitely use that on a bunch of times where I'm playing Greystone, and you're just like a chainsaw, like a literal chainsaw, man, just swiping through the armor of some offlaners and ranged offlaners too. So I'm happy about it. I still think it's a problem that we still might see even in this Fang draft, but we're gonna have to just find out.
Okay, yeah, and a lot of the items have received armor, right? With the leather tunic, it being one of those new tier twos, has been incorporated into a lot of recipes moving forward in these items. So we've seen some of those with just a lot more armor options out there. Before, if you wanted to build magical armor, you had to go like Crystalline Carius and maybe like Miss Meadow Buckler. I always get that wrong because it's so hard to say. Miss Meadow, like who puts two M's together like that? But you had limited options. Now I feel like the doors opened a little bit more. The creativity can shine out here. Cause now, okay, all right, now the B's and B's are ready. It will be the Seraph first, not unexpected.
Definitely not unexpected. The fact that Seraph can dish out so much damage and then go intangible for a brief period of time, it's pretty nuts, and it's an expected ban, especially when she's playing jungle. But also we got Ure being banned for the nightmares. Ure is the bane of my existence at some point. It's like fighting Black Panther from Rivals. You dash and dash, and you just can't catch him. Then you're dead.
I feel like the last like 4 or 5 tournaments I've seen, Ure has been in the. It's like the character it's like Wukong back in the day, right? Wukong was just banned every time because you can't play against it. We are seeing the Muriel being banned out here from the Bowling Boys, so kind of that anti-dive / dive facilitator option. There are some changes to shielding in terms of some of the items that increase that power, so good ban there. And then I believe that's the Richter boy who's also being taken out of the roster. Friend, the Steve man, he's seen a huge resurgence here off lane. I mean, the guy's a menace.
Yeah, and off lane Steel is coming back, and I think it's because of the new items, of course. But being able to really hold down the lane, and that's what Steel does. He's not there to really push your lane if he can't. I mean, he will, but he's there to be like, this is a wall that you're just not gonna cross. I won't let you push into my tower, and I'm gonna hold you here. Now, on the other hand, we got Zars, someone who benefits a lot from the new items. I've seen a whole lot of Zars go crazy with Alternator first, getting all their stacks of the item itself, evolving it. So you see him dashing and spearing all over the map.
So even some of those nerfs that he got in this last round of adjustments didn't really. It's okay. Nothing even.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't even matter, bro. I'm telling you, it doesn't matter.
Okay, well then there you go, guys. Still a menace. That's why he's in the opening picks here for Sagi's Nightmares, and that we're seeing the Decker. Me and Dr. Shadow, we always say ban the Decker. Now with all these new items, she's once again a terrorizing Sanctuary.
Definitely, like you could play her mid now. Mid Decker is not a throw pick anymore. It's very viable. She, like Muriel, who was banned, can output just an insane amount of damage for a character. And I think in the coming weeks, she might get toned down to get back to that support role. But she's there now. Let's see her put in work and cage up a whole lot of people.
Okay. And now I'm seeing on the Bowling Boys, we did get that inkling that they might go all that Titan Crest and just roll at people. And I'm seeing 3 girthy lads out here, friend. These guys, they could go that Titan Crest.
That Titan Crest is going to be massive. But Nightmares is looking pretty crazy right now. The Bowling Boys, they're rolling deep in with CC with a shield stun, um, like 2 stuns from Steel, Grux pull, knock up. You got Rampage with the rock, along with the of course the bowling ball method that they're gonna probably go for, and I can't wait to see that. The bowling boards are CC stacking. You can only cleanse so much CC before you just get hit by it.
And picking the Boris into that, very interesting. I mean, we did see in our head-to-head that Boris might be played here. I know that's the graphic, but we had some inklings as well. But going into this composition seems kind of tough, Kaz. What do you think?
I think the main weakness of Boris is the fact that if you get CC'd, you're kind of just done. And going him into this kind of comp is going to be questionable, but we're just got to see. He can still rip through a whole lot of squishies. But I ain't gonna lie to you, Philly, there's not a lot of squishy boys on that bowling ball team.
No, they're not. They might just keep rolling with the beef. Let's see. For now, though, we're going with the rounds of bans, and it's your boy, the Bounty Hunter. He is taken off the board for good reason. And then we also have the Argus, who I was thinking was going to be pretty strong. But, you know, if you're going up against Mayor, one of the best Arguses in the EU scene, you're going to take that off the board, right? That's kind of a targeted ban there for him. Yeah, absolutely. But as we're looking at both of these drafts, what are you noticing here for Soggies? How do they need to round this one out?
It looks to be about caging the enemy with Decker and Zarus, making them a fish in a barrel, so that Skylar, who just got picked up, can just shoot the ultimate down the hole and blow up the entire team with Boris swiping away in the middle. Skylar, one of the more oppressive carries in the game with that laser beam frame one, can really just delete a health bar very early in the matchup. Wonder how that's gonna roll out. But again, back to the Bowling Boys, they pick up Fei Mao, who got recently, got a couple of new skins. Hopefully we see that in action. But one of the deadliest assassins in Predecessor.
And I love it. And they did adjust his hamstring a little bit to give him some of that power. The patch would say that he wasn't finding as much agency as he would like in some of his natural positions like the jungle, like the off lane. Okay. Bowling Boys. Kaz, I want your best guess at where these guys are going to be out there on the field. Which lanes are they going in?
So in my experience, it might be a Feng Mao middle. I've seen Feng Mao dominate a whole lot of mid laners, like me when I was playing Gideon one time. Got absolutely railed by Feng Mao. We're gonna go for a support steal, Grux off lane, and Rampage jungle.
Okay, I'm actually thinking it's gonna be Drongo and Rampage in the dual lane, Steel in the middle, Fang Mao jungle, and Grux off lane. So chat, let us know what you think, because this is one wacky composition. We're still waiting for that final pick, and it will be Iggy in the mid lane. I haven't seen this guy in decades.
Yeah, unfortunately, he makes a resurgence every once in a while for all the wrong reasons, man. Listen, bro, if y'all know me, I'm a big Iggy hater. I feel like you kind of just slow the game down. You don't even want to interact with me. You don't want to fight me, especially off lane, bro. I hate off lane Iggy's because, come on, I'm trying to fight you. But if Iggy's going middle, whoever's middle is gonna have a pretty tough time taking out those turrets. But if it's Steel, he has a better chance of the normal. So for Feng Mao, he can just absorb the damage incoming with his shield. It all just depends, man. But I'm excited for this matchup, really, to see what the Bowling Boys got in store for us today.
Absolutely, but you see the strategy from Soggy's Nightmares. It's kind of the Venn diagram strat, right? The circles and circles, and that area controls where Iggy excels, right? If you can set up the battlefield beforehand, especially around those objective pits, that's where they kind of want to fight in. Because Boris can start up those objectives pretty early, right? He's still a very high tempo jungler, so yeah. You get that. You have the Iggy rotate, especially he might have priority against any one of these guys. You just kind of pelt him with some Molotovs and then rotate out of there. And then just kind of win the objectives. Where I think the Bowling Boys, based on what we're hearing in the whispers in the streets, it's going to be sort of this. They're going to try to go for a pick composition if they can, especially with all the CC they've racked up.
Yeah, but I see one glaring weakness for the Bowling Boys. They're all physical damage. So all Soggy Nightmare's got to do is put on like Warden's Faith or something like that, Citadel to reduce it. But Iggy might be feeding this time. You can only build so much armor before people like Fei Mao, or Drongo, Grux, they don't really output damage. But maybe that's the plan, is to endure the burns, endure all the damage from Soggy Nightmares and clean up. you know, a whole lot of Titan Crest out here. So everybody's gonna be big and buffy, you know.
And they'll be burning some calories moving through the inferno of Iggy, but then they'll come out slim on the other side and be able to take down the opposition and hopefully move their way through the upper bracket. As a reminder, folks, this is a best of one contest. Double elimination, of course. Whoever does end up losing, they'll go down. They'll still have another chance to play, but you never want that first X to your name, right, friend?
Right.
You always want to move to the next round with the clean slate. All right, friend, it is that time, ladies and gentlemen, from around the world. We're heading down to Sanctuary for game number 1.
Let's get it.
Ooh, look at this. Is this a foreshadowing, friend, of what the world shift might be? As a reminder, ladies and gentlemen, at the 14-minute mark, it could be either the frozen shift or the cataclysmic shift. It's always a 50-50 chance.
Always 50-50. I prefer the snow map over anything. Really, the Cataclysm is cool, but I think it got a little bit stale after a while. It's like, okay, Cataclysm starts.
Sure.
But with the snow map, you have a whole lot more mobility options, a whole lot more way to get active in the match to avoid enemies that just play around different kinds of like matchups. Speaking of matchups, Philly, we got Grux versus Zarus, Black Viper versus Dan. This is going to be an interesting matchup because Grux right now is seeing not really a good look for him right now.
It's going to be tough, especially with some of that extra poke the Spear Near can offer. And if he goes Alternator, like you were mentioning, friend, that's a lot of ability damage. But we're seeing the Hobbit make his way out of the hidey hole to throw a rock and a wrench into this duo lane. But doesn't come to fruition just yet. Still level 1, so not a lot of kill threat. Here is Mayor in the mid lane. This is his lane, and going against Penguin on the steal. That's going to be tough.
Yeah, Penguin's already seeing the pressure of Iggy. Iggy does not have to get close to you whatsoever. He can just pelt you at a range, and there's nothing you really do about it. You can throw the shield down. There's only so much that you can block in that mid lane. But I see that we're kind of half right, half wrong here. This pick said I said that was going to happen, like Grux off lane, but Fangdraft jungle did not see that coming.
I think this is exactly what I guessed, but chat, you let me know if I was.
You were pretty right, but I was right on some things too. Okay.
Okay. That's why they put us together, friend. We're just two minds coming to one. For now, I'm looking to see how this dual lane is going to pan out. I mean, the Decker and Skylar, that's tried and true. That's a peanut butter and jelly. You can see them easily getting priority here in the lane, getting that gold buff first. All important first back to get that first buy.
And already we see here, Stag's trying to help out Penguin with the Iggy, going into the jungle, trying to just like, let me hide for a little bit. Let me get this bad situation. He successfully does too. It's going to be oh my, he steal the buff too, right under his nose. We got a fight here, Philly.
Uh-oh, Calpito, he's coming to the aid of his mid laner, but now it's a full-on scuffle in the river. It's a good smash and grab to put Mayor low. The blink from Decatur to get the first blood. The Rhino covered in red, but it's the Fang Mal. The Guardian has to expend his blink to try to get out of dodge. One more hit will do it. Can they find him? Black Viper on the hunt. The Spear of Near skewers the assassin, and it is chaos here in the mid lane.
So many blinks were drawn, and it's only 3 minutes in. Are you sure we're watching the EU game? Because this is not slow at all. We were getting active early on. Blinks everywhere. Dual lanes half health. This is for a hobby at least. But dude, what an explosive start to the day.
And you love it. I mean, the 3-minute mark is that first objective of the game, right? Those river bugs coming online, you know your mid laners are going to go for it, and especially if they have that weakness there of the Steel, who's just trying to do everything he can against the Iggy. You got to put the pressure on if you can, but because of that, this offlane taking a ton of damage.
Yeah, Tower's taking some hits already. Black Viper trying to take the lead, showing off that Zarus skill. Again, Zarus is one of the more recently picked offlaners, making a resurgence because he used to be in the jungle for like a hot minute, if you ask me. He was a big jungle main, but now he's going to the off lane. He gets his evasive stat, I believe he has, where his cooldown for his dash is lowered and it resets on takedowns. So we're gonna see if Grux can hold up to that man in off lane.
I mean, I've been doing a lot of casting in terms of our Nightshade knockout tournament, and Lauber, one of the legends of the offlane, has been picking that character time and time again. So used to seeing the Gladiator in the offlane here, but against the Grux, I mean, he's favoring himself so far right now in that match. You can see those health bars getting really low. Now the Seedlings are online. Calipito on his Boris. He knows he can slice right through, and he secures the first one for a squad.
Yeah, that those ceilings are a good source of XP for the jungler to just really get active. But the jungler can also just go after, Cyan Cam, Gold Buff, anything to just get more ahead of the other jungler. And I think getting Prio on things like this, like he's taking both the season right now. So he's going to be big and burly by the time it gets rolling, which is up right now. And look, a gank might be coming soon at some point. I don't know. But we need some picks on the board before anything can go for Fang Tooth.
Absolutely, friend. But this is what we talked about, right? With the Iggy, you want to roll from objective to objective, and you saw how Mayer was helping secure that second seedling. Sagu couldn't even stand up there. He had to just reaping dash right out. He knew he could not contest there, especially against the Boris early on. So love to see it. You're right. He's going back to that, get that first buy, and then maybe roll onto the Fangtooth. You know the Boris can take it. This off-lane duel still duking it out. These guys going hit for hit, slap for slap. Allows Black Viper to slither away here just for now, but it's Dan. He's on the hunt.
Man, Philly, I ain't gonna hold you, bro. I feel like we're watching a Green Bay Packers Steelers game. I'm not sure if a football guy, but man, this snow is killer. Just like how Julian trying to get active right now with elements of Hobbity, as Raichu playing Decker is just being the oppressive Decker that I always talk about, that you always see, just throwing out stun balls and just poking from afar, getting you low, tenderizing you for the kill.
And especially with Skylar, some of the best in the business, is just running you down and chunking you down. Being chunked down right now is the steel just being burned away from the Iggy. We're getting close to those first items, my friend. Just a few more on the line, but it's Sagu who's looking to make the first rotation to the dual lane. He has the Reaping Dash available, has to go in the hamstring to cut the Achilles of the opposition. A nice shield there to stop the Chrono swipes. It will be a push and pull here in the duo, but nobody goes down just yet.
That rock from Hobbity almost hit Simbi. That would have been an amazing play. But the gank did fail from Sagu. Not really a big deal right now. We're still in the laning phase, like I said before. It's going to be a hot minute before things get truly active. But with the Fangtooth being up, it might be sooner than expected. Penguin in his mid lane, he's having a hard time just trying to clear the wave. Iggy is pushing it in, allowing him to rotate, and they're going to get started with this Fangtooth.
And it makes sense. It's what we were talking about, buddy. Like, he gets prio, rotate to objective. As long as he's first there, he can put all his turrets down, set right up, and they're burning this guy into T-bone stakes. It's about, can the Bowling Boys roll into this one? Sagu, he's aware. He's jumping into the pit, but he's a little too late. The first one secured. He hops in and hops out. A good rotation from the Nightmares.
Yeah, it was just like not in the books. It's only first Fang. There's still other things that they can get, but all that XP that you get, not the XP, the river buffs that you can get would be nice. But only, Penguin even get any of that. He seems to be just being in the tower all match long. Couldn't even rotate for the Fang to even get, a look at it. It was all in the Socket Nightmare's favor, and it's the bowling ball method that we're going to see. It's not looking very good right now.
Yeah, we'll see if they'll ever get rolling down the hill, coming in like an avalanche. But that takes some build up to do. Right now, first item's getting online. You can see Dan here with the Basilisk able to shred a ton of armor on that item. He's crashing the wave in once again. I'm also seeing Penguin most likely going for the Mist Meadow Buckler just to stave off some of that magical damage, build those stacks to keep him alive. But here we're going for the first objective again, friend, the Mini Prime on the menu.
Prime is on the main. Turrets are hitting it, but there is Sagu trying to steal it. He does not get it, but he has a blink to get out. But the whole team, they want him gone. And back to the store you go, Philly. We're getting active. Sagu has not gotten any OBJ so far. It's still early in the match. 1-2, 8 minutes in, but we're pretty active right now.
Yeah, you love to see it. All these little steps, laying the foundation for a bigger story. The Mini Prime going the way of the Nightmares. Let's see if they can get done with it, because there's a lot of towers still on the board here. They got to make those rotation elements very close to death.
I'm telling you, man, 1v1 against Skylar is a bad decision right now. Going into that laser beam is critical. We got Raichu trying to just eliminate elements, but Sagu is gonna come help out. There's a blink, but guess what? Sagu is gonna get his first kill on the board, and only 4 remain to really get that passive off.
And that's a massive stack for him. He needs to get that ball rolling. And just as you mentioned, friend, that Manta Sight is that first item online, because it is a scaling one. The more minions that you kill, the more small monsters you eliminate, the stronger you become. That will help him get in, but right now goes down the shield. The shield bash onto Mayor. He flings back a bunch with the Inferno. Can the rest of the team save him? The Chrono Swipes dive in from Calipito. The Bear is the one on the chopping block, and he gets sliced into space once again. The Earth Shatter. Nice sidestep there from Mayor. He's already cooking, but he gets cooked. It's a double kill for Sagu. Black Viper, what are you doing, friend? You're here by yourself. He's once against the world. He's trying to find one, but he gets done on the other end. It's a turnaround for the Bullen Boys.
Turnaround indeed. It was like, what, 1-2, and now it's 5-2. Sagu picking up a couple of kills right there, adding to it. I think he needs like two more people, two or one persons to really complete the passive. I was just talking about that, man. He was like, okay, he doesn't have anything, and then he magically has almost over half of his needed stacks. I'm telling you, the Metacypher will be running through his farm really quickly, his camps. He's gonna be seeing a whole lot more action in the coming minutes.
For sure. And something that you mentioned too is like, if you're attacking somebody alone when you have that item online, you do so much more damage. So if you catch somebody out on a rotation, planting a ward, trying to invade, whatever, you're willing to take that 1v1. And he took the Imperial Duelist augment as well. So he really does want to fight a good, speaking of fight, a Warlord's challenge here from Drekka Jordan. He throws down the gauntlet, but he retreats off the back of it. Doesn't want anything to do with this snake.
Yeah, I'm telling you, Dan, I'm telling you, Philly, Dan is seeing it firsthand, the rise of Darius. He doesn't even care about hitting the Cyan camp. There's a blink already, but Sagu's trying to come and help as Sagu gets another stack. He only needs one more left, I believe. I might be wrong, but I think he just needs one more person to fully get it. Sagu is getting active. He was a little bit slow early on with Metacypher online, getting all that physical power. It's going to be a rough patch if they don't get control over Sagu.
Bro, we say that's jebaited there for the Zars. He thought he had the Rhino dead to rights, but a good rotation gets the turnaround. He expends the Colosseum as well, so that crucial ultimate to help his scalability is now off the board. You can see the bowling balls. They're looking to roll down the lane here into the Fangtooth pit. They want to get one on the board for themselves.
Yeah, Nightmare isn't really in a position of power right now. The whole team, the whole line of bowling boys are on the Fangtooth. Iggy's nowhere in sight. I think Nightmare's just going to be like, okay, we got to get this one up. Now, steal is possible. I've seen closer steals, but Bowling Boys have absolute control. Just let it go. It's only 1-1. There's a whole lot of more game left. Don't need to die over nothing.
Yeah, and take objectives, right? Instead of just posturing around that, should we go, should we not? Okay, run the lane, crash a wave or two in if you can. Raichu zapping them. Takes the stasis ball to the face, and now getting burnt to a crisp here is Hobbity. He's going to waddle away.
He's hobbling away.
Body block. Yeah, he is definitely. But a good kind of ebb and flow in this duel lane. It's been hotly contested throughout this entire match, my friend.
Hotly contested in all lanes. Surprisingly, I figured, Penguin have a harder trouble, along with Dan having a good back and forth. Took the tower first. Black Viper definitely does not like that, but holy cold, bad man. He pulled it from downtown just now.
Woo! It has a good evade, but we're seeing a massive kill here in the dual lane of death. We've got one go down on either side. Sagu making the rotation to check another off the list. Simi goes down.
Simi goes down for the count. Sagu's trying to de-ward that dual lane. He's trying to eye that dual lane. Keep the carry spot down. We've seen how impressive Skylar can be. She's currently winning that carry right now. So keeping her low, giving the jungle a chance to come back in some CS or some assists and kills is definitely needed right now. He's even taking Boris's jungle right now. We're getting disrespectful. Your jungle is now mine.
Ooh, yeah, and there's no vision over there, so they don't even know that he is doing this. But I did see the bowling ball crest already unlocked for the side of the Fang Mao, but he is going down the Earth Sign Impact, huge! But it's a big switcheroo for the side of Drekka Jordan, an ill-advised dive from Calipito.
Yeah, Calipito is probably kicking himself in the blood right now. The dive was there, but Black Viper didn't follow up as fast as possible, and all that damage goes in. But Philly, it is time for the Ice Age, the world shift to happen. Do you like it? Do you see much of this?
I love it. Yeah, I do. But what I also love, friend, is kills, and it's Simi who's going hard in the paint. Takes down another one with the help of Riot Chew. That's another elimination in that dual lane. I feel like TDM Observer just has to stick over there the entire game because that's where all the action's happening.
All the deaths, well, not all the deaths, but a good chunk of the deaths are happening. And man, that Scout's getting big, man. I'm telling you, that Scout's getting big. Freaking Fake Mouth's getting big too. That might be the matchup that we're going to see. The possible two MVPs of the game are going to be those two characters, those two heroes. But Bowling Boys are on the Orb Prime, but they're trying to get into it. Clip was inner. He steals it. But he's massive.
I mean, hey, you're denying the resources away from your opponent, friend. So yeah, you'll sacrifice your life for it, knowing there's no other objectives to take. A massive steal here for the jungle.
I'm getting worried right now. I'm feeling the late scaling of the Bowling Boys as they get tankier and tankier. Force CC heavy. Hey, there's a Bowling Ball right there. There's Penguin trying to get it started, having a hard time figuring out who to hit. But there's the ultimate. Nothing really pops just now, as it was stasis. Very well played by Mayor, knowing what's happening right now. But in the offlane, we got Viper versus Dan. Dan has the upper hand. Viper is running with tail between his legs. He's trying to teleport, but I don't think Dan might make it. Oh my goodness, Dan is teleported, and he is showboating right now. He is making his mark in the offlane. What a play just now.
The fancy footwork from the kid. He saves his life. I thought he was dead to rights, Cozmic, but he ends up surviving here. Absolutely massive, and it will be a catalytic drive for the side of Penguin, not the Miss Meadow Buckler. You could go either one, my bad. 50-50 shot there. But Simi, he's looking to take down the Rhino. Finally secures the Ivory for himself. A nice shrapnel cannon to get onto the platforms. A blink here from Calipito, the Chrono Stripes. He got an impact. Squishes him into the dirt. He's slicing and dicing his way through. They take down the element.
Yeah, that Chrono Swipe does so much more damage the lower you are. It is a death sentence. But oh, speaking of death sentence, down goes Hobbity, who gets stunballed into oblivion, as Soggy Nightmare is trying to get the Shaper right now to give them an even bigger buff.
Friend, the blink for 4 are down for the bowling balls. They don't have many pins left standing, but one is running in, and it's Sagu. He's looking for the steal himself. Goes for a massive Earth Shadow, but it does miss. Over the icicles they go. He goes in for one, finds it, but a parting shot will send him to the grave. It's a shutdown for Mayor of the mid lane, and they're back to the Shaper once more.
Has a huge shutdown for Mayor. Already a very upper hitter as Iggy, giving him the gold of Sagu, who's been killing the whole team left and right. I can only imagine the diabolical things that's going to happen in the next 20 minutes with Iggy and Scorch. They cause him freaking Noxia, Oblivion Crown. Who knows what he is building, but I know it's going to be deadly.
My friend, I want to talk to you a little bit more about this Vizar's Carapace, because I've seen it now on Black Viper. I believe Sagu has it on the Fang Mao. Talk to me a little bit more about this new item. 45 physical power, 225 health, 15 ability haste, but what else it's got cooking?
Well, really on base attacks and abilities, you apply a stack of 4 and apply 3 stacks for it to trigger a Shell Smash. And Score can only be applied once per ability, but what Shell Smash does is deal 60 to 190 damage based on the current level. So that's gonna be a big part of it. It's just like how the big part of this battle is right here over the Fang Pit, as Raichu's already down, but Boris is still in there. Calypso, he's in the heat of things. He's by himself, though. The team's gotta follow up with the man. He is down, and the Fang team is pretty much free. They continue to fight this out, but Hobbity's gone too. Iggy's in the middle. Mayor's in the middle, burning away Elvis, but he has to stasis because there's no choice. If Penguin is gone for the count, both sides are dropping like flies, but it seems that the Bowling Boys, with all that CC, all the damage, they are scaling hard. Like I said before, they win the team fight. Black Viper's there, but is he really gonna try and go for a steal? Or is he going for kills?
Looks like he's gotta go for kills, but it's a direct ball kill for Sagu. He's definitely got all the names off the checklist there, and it's an RGS ace here in game number 1. You feel like it was an ill-advised reapproach. Like, once Raichu was eliminated, just back off. That's your main control, your main CC. You didn't have priority in the pit. Just back away and restart. We're still very close here in terms of the gold, friend. Only 1,000 separates these squads.
Only 1,000, but 1,000 is a lot. It's basically half a full item, you know, and depending on what you're buying, that could mean either life or death, it could be survivability or more damage. So let's not overlook that possibility right there. But the Fang 2 play, it really diverts divulge to, like I said, Decker being down, but also Bayer going in by himself into a 2v1 with a carry and a Grux. I see what he's trying to do, trying to just burn the carry, at least get that major damage out there, but it just wasn't it. And now they're trying to fight back by invading jungle, but the damage is starting to pile up. It's starting to be overwhelming, the late game scaling lane.
For sure, but they're finding the priority target. They know Raichu is the keystone member of their composition. That is how they want to engage. Get a stasis bomb, get an ion strike from downtown, contain somebody in, and then we can follow up on there after if we don't have priority already in these engagements. So if they can find out that crucial support, they're going to go after them at time and time again. But friend, I thought we were going to go full bowling ball build. We're not seeing that. Hobbity has the Sanctification, and I saw Dreckinger Jan with the Ice Core Talons. I'm sad because I wanted 5 bowling balls in Sanctuary.
I know you're sad, but it's just not that viable. But you know what is viable? Getting hit in the face of a rock. That's viable for your own demise. As Elements is trying to get on the board some more, getting that kill off of the Skylar, putting her down a bit, and increasing his own rank. Because they didn't see a lot of Elements, but he's slowly making a comeback with these kills. But maybe picking his next skill on the board, get a shield stun, and get Decker stun balled. The tower is still up, lucky for him. He could hide behind it once more, but how long is that gonna last?
Yeah, not much longer, especially with an Iggy running down your lane. I did see another new item, the Spectral Schematics there on Penguin, which upon immobilizing an enemy, they take additional magic damage. So, okay, right? You know you're going to be immobilizing everybody with your kit. Why not increase? That's like a dynamo, basically, just a little bit better. But it's Sagu who's the best in the business. He finds the Keystone member once again. Calipito trying to salvage something. He goes for the side impact up and down. Another bowling ball here for Sagu. He's trying to find somebody. Hits on the Calipito, but all he gets is a tower shot to the face. It's a shutdown here for the jungler. The clap back is good. The Coliseum secures some bones, and it will be finally a stack for Black Viper.
Yeah, holy mid lane battle. That looked like an ARAM just now, if you ask me, back in the class before the game mode came out. But Zagu down for that, so as well as Flux right there. Not the best look, but they did get Decker. They get Decker. So you are right, they did get the control out the way first. But it all just comes down to just the amount of damage output that Soggy Nightmare's team has with the Skylar, Iggy, Boris, who got a clean down on Zagu, another gold. A hero you don't want to go to, but that right there is Ore Prime. Big ups for Soggy Nightmare as they try to make a comeback, but even in in dual lane, Elements is pushing the towers.
Yeah, and it's traits, right, Cos? We talk about this all the time in MOBAs. If you're picking up something, you're probably going to give something else on the map. Nothing is for free here in Sanctuary. So they lose a tier 2 there in the duo lane, but still looking pretty healthy, especially in the mid. Got both towers there, and that's the most crucial tower to have. Really opens up the map. I'm looking at a good ward coverage here, friend, from the Dawn side. They've got vision across the board.
Vision is so needed. They even added an item where if you destroy wards, I forgot what you get. I gotta look at the item, but
it's a two physical power, I believe it is.
2 physical power per ward destroyed. That's nuts, and definitely an item that people should run in their support. You have 3 chances to destroy wards. Why aren't you just using it? Just use it. So much benefit from negating vision on the map.
Cos, I expect you to make a full TikTok video about why you should pick up the Luke's Forge Lantern and scale into these matches. Right now, the Shaper is on the menu here for Soggy's Nightmare. Let's see if they can contest here. Bowling balls, they're looking to roll into this one. Sagu lurking on the back end, waiting for his time to strike. Could he go for the steal? He does not. Thinks better of it. It's a clean take for the Nightmares. Let's see what they do with it next.
Now, let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4. There was 4 turrets in that pit. I don't blame Sagu for not going in there. Listen, man, it's just too much damage. It's too much. Why rock any other Iggy augment than the 4 turrets? It's just oppressive. You delete everything, and when on a map like this, positioning matters because of how small it is. You don't want to get stuck between the furnace, okay? You could easily get Decker Cage, Zara's ultimate, Iggy 4 turrets, and you're being boiled alive, essentially.
Well, it's Thanksgiving after all, friends, at least over here in the States, so I know I'm hungry, especially for some kills. Hobbity jumps right in, but has to jump right out. They don't have the advantage that a magical damage starting to creep up on them, friend.
It's starting to creep up in the worst way possible. I told you that was the thing I said earlier. I'm like, there's
Yeah.
a whole lot of physical damage. All of the Spider-Man has to do is build physical armor, and that would be it. But hold on, excuse me. This is a fight going up in mid lane. Elements is looking the lowest of the low right now.
Raichu, once again, that primary target, but he's taking on the world. The shield slam ups on the 2. They're slammed and squished into the ground. Sagu, this is a perfect time to mop them all up. Goes for the turret first. The nice dodge there for the stasis crest, and now the hyper charge is cutting them down. Ooh, it's a good double kill here for the jungler. They get what they came for. Simi, too late to the party.
Simi, unfortunately, is too late for the party. He was burning Sagu, but he wants away for triple kill on the board. The more power he's stacking right now with his whole the minions and the Mantis types, man. I can only imagine how much physical power he has right now in the kit. But Simi is still going to be mid lane. This is pretty ballsy right here. Being 1v2, he's not worried about a thing because he knows that he can delete Sagu and Hobbit.
Oh my word, my friend. That was it. Okay, I mean, you still have a purple buff after all. That's Orb Prime helping with the minions too. And it will be 2 towers down here for the Nightmares. They're creeping into the dreams.
Creeping into the inhibs. This is pretty much an even fight. Better on the side of Nightmares because they have more towers up. But you can see, Bowling Boys, they're creeping up behind them, you know, to the power and all that kind of stuff. But just they don't have the OBJs, they don't have the well, they have 2 phases. Yeah, it's about the tower, excuse me. They don't have the tower space, but they are technically in the lead.
Yeah, when it comes to eliminations, but that's not everything that matters, right, friend? This is an objective game after all. So, for now, the tower advantage goes the way of the Dusk side, and they're looking to make the Fangtooth advantage for themselves as well. They're looking at the Primal, but this is going to be a huge one in the pit, friend. Everybody gearing up for it.
Oh, Sagu, he went in, but he went right back out. Hobby's going to take the initiative and hit first as he tried to also escape. Sagu's trying to walk around the side, trying to get some kind of look on the Fangtooth, but it is gone. It is burnt to a crisp, but now it's all about getting kills, Philly. Who is going to lose this matchup? Hobby has to back out of there, but Sagu, he's in, and the whole team are focusing him. He's by himself. Someone died with the man. He is out of here. And the team is slowly falling apart. Element, he has to blink away. Penguin's in this one more second. He's down the count. Element, he gets speared through the chest by Black Viper. The team is almost fully down, except for Hobbity and Grux, in which that isn't going to be long as Black Viper has to just dive right there.
And dive he will, friend. Looking like more of a swimming pool than a Arctic tundra here in Sanctuary. You see what the Bowling Boys were trying to do. They had to ride out and meet them, but they just didn't have the right way into the pit. Fighting into those 4 turrets, like you mentioned, my guy, is just so dang difficult. For now, they're just going from bad to worse here, the Bowling Balls. They're up against it. A good smash and grab to start off of this one. Caged right in and caged right down. Let's see if they can get Black Viper, turn him into a pair of boots. A nice smash and grab. The Coliseum drop once more. The Ion Strike, the combination, and obliterated is the Rhino. Absolutely deleted there, friend. They're moving on to the mid and hip.
I know Black Viper is kissing his teammates right now. He was so close to death. He was under the inhib, but he went in for the Coliseum under the inhib. That was just destroyed, and he was able to dash out the way, avoid a whole lot of damage from the Grux, and just escape by the skin of his teeth. Honestly, amazing play, amazing teamwork.
And you love to see, and this is why we come to the Fangdraft, my guy. We've seen a bunch of wonderful things so far in this matchup, and I love to see all the different items being utilized. Right now, though, the Orb Prime not a fan of people crashing his house for Thanksgiving. They're about to take this Orb Prime down. They're looking to close out the map here with the double bubble buff.
Gotta hate when family members just pop up on you on Thanksgiving. It's like, who's at the door? Oh, it's it's Soggy Nightmares crew as they take another OBJ. It's tied 2-2. The Orb Prime, they're in complete control of the Orb Prime plays. It's just the Iggy, man. He's getting out of control. And Sagus, he's doing his best to drive the team. He is in there, trust me. We've seen it. But when no one else is able to really help him out, it's just a bad look.
Yeah, very difficult indeed. I mean, Iggy, a good anti-diver, right? He's hard if all the turrets are focusing, you're like, oh, please stop, and then you gotta run away. This is a interesting split here for the side of the Dusk team. Where are they gonna go right now? Raichu looking more like a ballerina. You're just spinning in space.
Yeah, we got a little bit of a game pause right here as we try to figure out what all that happened. But so far, it's very back and forth. But man, that magical damage is coming in clutch for the side of Nightmares. I can see where we're talking with the Bowling Boys. They're finding little hints of life, but it's just easily so smashed. There's too much damage on the opposition team to really put them down.
The thing is what is their engage tool, right? Is it just Penguin on this steel who's just trying to bowling ball in and then shield slam somebody? Is that it? Are they looking for one desperate boulder from Hobbity? Whereas on the other side, there's a couple of things they can do. They can dive in with the Coliseum. They can hit a stasis bomb, right? There's other ways for them to engage and be creative. It just seems to be difficult for the Dawn side to get anything done.
Is difficult for any kind of engagement for the team, because who goes first? Is it like I said? Is it a rock from Hobbity? Is it a pull from Dan? Who's gonna go first? And if they go first, who are we attacking? Probably is gonna be the Iggy. But Decker's been getting wailed on as well. But you can't forget Skylar, who's gonna be in the back with the beam, with the ultimate, the plasma cannon. There's just too many targets for you to like really try to focus on at one given time.
Yeah, and if you're diving in, you can really only get maybe one or two with that dive, and then you're out of gas. You got nothing left in the tank. And speaking of nothing left in the tank, the replay has got nothing left for us, friend. It has been broken, smashed, errored, deleted, whatever you want to say. There's nothing left to show, folks, unfortunately, for this game number 1. But it will be the Soggy Nightmares. I think we saw the writing on the wall here, my guy, that they were storming towards the base to take this one.
Yeah, I wish we could see like what it actually transpired, but my guess is just more team fights where the Bowling Boys couldn't really target, the main people who need to be targeted, and if they did, it's only you get one or two, but the rest of the team is surely going to clean up. With Viper as Zaris, putting it to work against Dan, despite losing the T1. First of all, it's all about either you have enough damage or you don't. And I think the Bowling Boys just didn't have enough damage to really fight back, despite Sagu being so high up in kills.
Yeah, this is going to be tough for us to kind of decide an MVP, Fear Friend. I have my inklings. Our production is looking for yours. So we will see. I mean, a lot of great plays here from Viper, making some ganks. Simi coming in and trying to eliminate people on the back in some of those fights. Sagu, even though his team lost, was just getting triple kill after multi-kill after multi-kill. So a lot of different, folks that could be elected
right now
for MVP. But I'd be curious to hear your thoughts on MVP. I picked Raichu because I'm a support main, and this guy was doing the work.
Yeah, Raichu was doing a lot of the heavy lifting, really just setting up for the team. Like I said, with spacing them out pretty much, putting them in a cage, setting them up for Eggy's turrets to just fire upon whoever was in the middle of it, along with Black Viper with the Coliseum. But I can see this Raichu being a focal point and a setup player for the team, which got him the MVP.
For sure, and you were mentioning as well, friend, how because Raichu was taking so much of that target priority, a lot of their abilities were being utilized to bring them down. Just gave Iggy so much space to have those turrets just chunk people away, and then Simi could just go in and clean up, or Black Viper could get his fangs into somebody. So it's just he just took a lot of aggro, right, and was able to keep his team in it with that control. That's why I picked him here. Plus Raichu, that's kind of a dope Pokemon. Got to love it. Friend, any final thoughts before we send this to a break?
Really, just it's a fun game. First fun game. It feels like EU is trying to get that little NA mentality. There was constant action on the board in every lane. We obviously couldn't keep up with every single bit, but we saw the real good moments of the matchup. Seeing Sagu getting that early, like triple kill, that was big too as well. Seeing all the off-lane interaction with Grux versus Zaris. Well, Grux, he held it in, but in the end, like, Zaris just kind of picked it up. And don't forget about dual lane and the Skylar beaming down Dan and Elements. Just crazy matches overall.
Yeah, love to see it. And we love to see more predecessor, but folks, we got to head to a short break. We'll see you on the other side.
It's going to be oh, he steal the buff too, right under his nose. We got a fight here, Philly. Uh-oh. Slim, what the up?
Well, welcome back, folks. We hope you enjoyed that break so you can get some tea, get some crumpets, get some breakfast, get whatever you want all around the world.
Oh,
I gotta
man.
say something that's at least way too American. It is Thanksgiving after all. It's HD Philly B, it's Cozmic, and we are here for Fangdraft number 4. My friend, we had an electric game number 1. I'm looking forward to this game number 2. We've got Remy and G. Roley, the captains of these two squads.
Yeah, Captain, these two squads, Remy team are pretty stacked. And I know there's gonna be some fans because we got Import and Brandon Knight on the same team. I know there's some people who are gonna be rooting for that team. But G Roley, he's new to me, and I think a lot of people on that team is new to me, so you got to fill me in, Philly.
We will when we get to the bracket, but we got to see where we are in, or the rosters. We'll have to see where we are in the bracket. So, Kashi, pull it up. Let's see. Okay, never mind. We won't see what happens in bracket 1 just yet. So, the curtain will stay down for now. Okay. Well, let me tell you, buddy, you talked about G. Roley. He's been around the EU scene for a very long time. Plays in the offlane, can play in the jungle. That's usually his two main positions. You'll see him on the Rhino a good deal. You can see him on the Crunch, right? He's kind of in that pool of characters. So just slot that away for you. But you're right. A lot of his other picks in the draft, I'm unfamiliar with a lot of those characters. Whereas we see on Remy's side, there's a lot of names we know, like Import, like Brandon Knight, etc. Vapa, even I recognize. So that's going to be a pretty stacked squad. But before we go in more roster stuff, because we'll see that in the graphics, etc., we saw some interesting items come out in that first one. Not enough bowling balls for me, friend, but any build that stuck out to you, or any item specifically that you want to highlight for the folks at home.
Really for. It's gonna be for Sagu because he was clearing camps with that Manta Scythe. That power increase as the game goes on. It's kind of like Malady, but Malady, it helps you with clear, but you really need to get kills with it, right? But on the other hand, you have Manta Scythe, who it helps you wave clear and gaining physical power. And in 1v1s or yes, like 1v1s, or I guess it counts for more if it's like a single person gank. You know, if you're ganking like a person that like off lane, this was you and your off laner, and you both attack the off laner. It doesn't count. No, it does count. Excuse me. I'm freaking that out right now. It's all new stuff. It's new stuff that we haven't had time to really like dive into and fully understand. But for me, it's gonna be Manta Scythe.
Okay, for sure. And folks, follow Cozmic on TikTok, on YouTube, on every social media platform. I gotta plug you, Frank, because you're making.
I don't know why, bro. I don't know why you gotta plug me right now, man. I didn't expect it. You did it the first time. I was like, okay, Philly. I see you plugging, bro. I appreciate it. And then you're gonna do it again? That's wicked.
I gotta do it again, especially with all these new items coming out, right? What builds are you gonna be cooking? How are you gonna help folks learn about how to utilize some of these new abilities? Because something that Predecessor is leaning towards, friend, is that playability and outplayability. And I feel like that's what a lot of these new crests do, right? Where you can add mushrooms to the map, or make people tiny, or toss darts out, or even the new the greaves for the mid laners that allow you to double jump and then slam into the ground, right? There's more ways that verticality is being introduced, all these different outplays. We saw one of the fancy footworks by the teleporters too. I mean, I love where this is going.
I love it too. Just more items. We got a loadout builder now, which is super nice because you can just get people's builds. But I feel like people should already start to learn from the pros. Like, for example, Tekken Kid, I got played against him one time in the before the patch release, and he showed me this Chimera build. It was like Overlord, Tainted Scroll, Remnant of Renewal, and it was just tech that like I just didn't think about until it was shown to me. And I think a whole lot more people would like benefit from watching pro players play. I mean, watching them live on Twitch, or just like watching their replays by going to pred.dg or ometa.city.
Absolutely. And it's a numbers game, right? A couple of my buddies, they're math teachers, and they're like, Phil, did they use math in esports? I'm like, hell yeah, they do. It's all numbers, right? How do you scale into the game? When can I get to my power spike before you, and intersects the charts, all that kind of stuff. All right, you won't hear me ramble about that anymore. I believe we have the rosters ready for both of these squads. I want to see them in earnest here. We've got the CEO of No Names, an interesting icon. We'll have to learn more about that, captained by G. Rolly. And rank number 2, hoping to be rank number 1, we've got Remy and the boys.
I'm distracted by the logo of CEO of No Names. Feet, syrup. I'm trying to put it together. It's going over my head. There's probably a joke in here. I just don't get it. But rank 2, I like the logo 2. Silver. Why would I rank 2, not rank 1? I don't know. Whatever. It doesn't really matter.
They're setting their expectations, Cos. They're like, we don't want to shoot for the moon, you know? We're just gonna be
Tang, I'm not getting excited. I'm confused. Okay. That's not me, okay? That's not me. And no shame to people who that's for. I'm questioning it, okay? Let me question in peace.
Chat, let us know. Maybe there's some EU meme we just are not aware of. I mean, I scroll Reddit pretty good. There's a lot. The Germans are pretty heavy into the Reddit scene. I can find some memes from them, but this I'm unsure of. There's a couple other members here for the side of rank 2 is Guyless. I just want to point him out. Just reps up to that guy. We do have our head-to-head, which will be a clash of supports. My favorite role here, Kaz. Let's see what we got.
Support is your favorite role? Interesting.
Yeah, dude.
It was gonna be interesting because Zinx, who we see on the board right now, is a strong support that we've talked about earlier in today. But if you missed it right now, Zinx is super meta right now. Not only does she heal, she can stun, but nowadays people are rocking her with full-on attack speed. And I wonder if she gets past the draft phase, will we see her in action? If so, is she gonna rock the attack speed build that I've been seeing a lot?
And but just to clarify right here, Kaz, they're still playing her in the support role, right? She's not in the mid or off lane or something. She's still supports, just building a different way.
Well, I mean, now that she's building, she's this certain way, she can go support, she can go middle, she can go carry, she can go like a lot of things. So it all just depends. Maybe you can rock like a steel support and have the Zinx middle. So you still have that CC, you have the healing, but a lot of burst damage for the attack speed. Who really knows nowadays, especially with the pro scene? Like, for example, before we were doing Wukong support, I was like, what are we doing Wukong support? Until I've seen it live, and I'm like, okay, that can actually be a thing. So that could be the same case for Zinx.
And I love it, and that's more of that flexibility, right? Just because they're listed in the sheets of saying, like, this is a support, doesn't necessarily mean that that's where they need to stay. We saw that with Countess, and the game changed where they were put her in the off-lane category because we kind of forced the issue in the competitive scene of Predecessor. Well, friends, it is time for the X's and O's, the P's and B's. Cashy, bring up the draft.
I can't wait to see who we're drafting today.
Yeah, friend, it's got to be, the Shinbi is the first off the board. What do you make of that?
It's out of pocket. Maybe they're trying to counterpick a player. I haven't seen plenty of I haven't seen any Shinbis as of late. Definitely a interesting pick, but was on par. Kalari, I think right now is probably one of the best she's ever been, despite her getting pieced up a little bit by the devs. Right now, she can definitely delete people, and which is why it has got her banned. And
I mean, you've got import right on there, and that's somebody you don't want piloting that character. And there it is, the Ure taking on. We don't talk about Ure. We all know that. Zinx, as you said, friend, finally gets the call up. They're taken out immediately. I know Dr. Shadow's somewhere just stamping the ground. He wants to see the kitty cat in the sanctuary.
He wants to see her show her claws. And I'm telling you, Philly, she got some claws. Like, she could give some carries a run for their money. People like her, like Bellica, next thing you know, you're just dead. You're knock up. You're getting shot to death with the stuns and all that kind of stuff, the CC, and it's just really game. But you know what's game? Grux. He's back in round 2 on a team of CEO with No Names, getting a lot of shine. But I wonder if he's going to be in the off lane or is he about to go to the jungle?
I mean, we talked about this. G. Rolly plays this character. GG's is what, we put them together, and that's what you get. On the other side, we're seeing the Fang Mao. I love the resurgence of this character. He's one of my favorites. When I first started playing the game, I was like, I want to learn this guy, and I just played him for 12 games straight. Absolutely love him. And then the Decker to round it up. This character is going to be a staple here in the meta, you feel, Kaz?
Yeah, we saw our last game was a very crucial point in that team's play style, in the Nightmares play style, and they're gonna pick up again. It's another source of good damage from this port, but also a whole lot of utility from her with the cage, with the stun ball, with her ultimate stunning again. We're gonna see what plays are gonna count. I think Import's playing Feng Mao, and that's the case, then they should be worried that they just let Feng Mao through the draft.
Scary. And we saw how good Sagu was playing that character, even from behind, was then able to scale up, especially with that Manta Scythe, and then getting triple kills, multi kills, etc. So Import, literally the best to ever do it, like, is on that character. That is as scary as it gets. Now it's time for CEO of No Names to select their next two. I'll be curious. Like I said, not totally familiar with all the different characters that this roster can pilot. It will be the Warden to be selected.
Yeah, I wonder who's piloting the Warden Rictor right now. I call him Scorpion because we all know why. That hook is deadly. It can put you out of place. But if the hooks don't land, you kind of just lose like a core part of the character. But they're gonna follow up with that Rictor pick with Aurora, who I think, and I've been trying her out lately. I think she be really, really good right now. There was an item that you said, I forgot the name of the when you immobilize people, you do more damage to them.
The spectral schematics.
Yeah, spectral schematics. I think that paired on with Dynamo, when you root people or just like use any mobilization with her ultimate, the crosism, it's gonna do a ton of damage to you. So maybe that could be what they're setting up for. Just a whole bunch of CC on that CEO No Names team. We're gonna figure out their last two picks after rank 2 picks.
Yeah, very interesting indeed. I mean, okay, so some setup here for the Warden, right? Maybe they get a smash and grab, or they get a Warlord's challenge. You can then quickly hook, or get the crowd size them and then hook somebody in afterwards, or you get the hook and then you CC them once they've been brought to you, right? We are seeing the Lieutenant is now on the battlefield. Bellica in the mid lane here. Another scary pick here, my friend.
Yeah, another mana draining scary pick, just like Zinx. Put her on with a whole lot of attack speed and the Claw Hermes. There we go, Claw Hermes.
Claw Hermes, yep.
And you could just see the mana just drop. There's a carry item that's called Ruination. That gives you power and crit, but it also depletes your mana as well. So the amount of builds are really just endless with Bellica on the board. You can just go classic Bellica with just delete people for power and the Void Bomb, stuff like that, or you can do the new Bellica right now for all the attack speed. It really just depends on the matchups.
Okay, and we will see. That's why we have these tournaments, right? Just to kind of put everybody to the grindstone and see what comes out. But what is coming out of the ban phase is the Howitzer, the hamster in the mech. Won't be here in this contest, and it will be the Muriel once again. Okay, another character that's kind of found their way into the meta just based on this item shift.
Yeah, I wonder if really... Well, right now we're going to see who is viable. You can kind of base that off of the bans itself. People like Howitzer's game banned Zinx, which we talked about her, Kalari, deleting people, Shimby. Kind of unknown about that one. Of like Watch is getting banned, but it might be a matchup kind of thing. Who knows? Ure, of course, because Black Panther predecessor. But Muriel, just the amount of damage on that character right now, it's a little bit too much. So understand what bans are like all across the board, really. And it's just gonna come down to the people behind the characters. I want to emphasize that so much. Like, you can pick a strong character, but who is controlling the character, who's on the sticks, is what really matters.
Yeah, the pilot, right? You can give him the best fighter jet in the world, but the pilot stinks. You're going to crash right into the side of the mountain. That's why I don't play as much, because I'm bad. So you can give me...
I don't know about bad, Philly. Come on now, man.
I'm not that good. Anyway, a lot of interesting things here. I do want to talk about Magnify, Cos, but I want to wait till we get into the game to discuss that. But I'm just prepping you for it because they made some drastic changes to that item. For now, we are seeing the Beyblade combo being split up here. The Kira is on rank 2. The Narbash goes to the CEO of No Names, and the Gladiator slithers his way to the back end of the draft. Will be the final pick here for G. Rolly and the squad.
Yeah, looking at this team, there's a lot of... It's entirely melee focus of CEO of No Names. I know we're picking like off picks, it's a Fangdraft. We're chilling pretty much. We're just getting a little competitive feel. But I'm questioning. Well, I don't know if it's a question anymore. I'm kind of excited to see the matchups, the pit fights that are gonna get that's going to happen with CEO of No Names with all this CC. Grux pull, Victor pull, Aurora freeze and root. Narbash with the slow and Zars with the cage. Oh my CC.
But what's the laning phase going to look like? Are they going to get there is the question. Folks, I know we didn't get a chance to look at the bracket, but this is a lower match round, right? So if you lose, you are out of Fangdraft number 4. So this is not time to be cute. If you want to move on in the tournament, you got to win. But G Rolly looking like to pull out the bag of tricks. I mean, in a best of 1, Cos, if this is something that you think will win, I mean, you're just going to punch it in, and maybe they've got some tech up their sleeve. I'm just curious to see who's going to be the carry, who's going to be the mid lane.
Okay, let's do this again. Let's do this again like last time.
Okay.
I think duo lane is going to be Narbash and Grux. There's a whole lot of thunk and pull opportunity for that team, for that side over there. I think with Grux's healing and Narbash healing, they're going to just be up. Excuse me, they're going to be up a lot in that lane. And mid lane, I think is going to be like a Rictor. No, probably Rictor off lane. Aurora mid with the magical power. Zars jungle. But what about you? What do you think?
I think the Zars is going to go to the off lane. He's just been way too good in that position recently. Probably have the Warden or the Rictor in the mid lane and then the Aurora in the jungle. I'm liking your dual lane combination. I think that's pretty good, especially with Grux building like Basilisk, Sky Splitter. He can go kind of that like attack speed carry kind of role. So another interesting draft here for CEO of No Names. On the other side of rank 2, this seems tried and true. Cause where are the pieces going to fall?
Kira Decker duo, Belica mid lane, Figma jungle, and the wall that is Steel in the off lane going against that Zars. That's my predictions. It could definitely go either way. Like you can see, I think Steel jungle. That's the thing, right? Steel control, right?
Yeah, you can.
He can. Yeah. Probably like not the most efficient, like clear in the world, but when he comes to the jungle with a bull rush into a slam down, a slam dunk, I like to call it, that could be pretty devastating.
It absolutely can be. And folks, it is time for game number 2. We're heading into Sanctuary for a matchup of CEO of No Names versus rank number 2. This is a lower bracket round 1 elimination match. We've got a early grouping up here from the Dust side.
What in the world is? What am I looking at, Philly? They're just rolling together right now. They're they're trying to catch somebody off guard.
I mean, you have the Rictor. That's the guy to do it, right? He's the positioning that he can get. But it looks like he was spotted out. Vappa was able to spot them here. Yeah, puts a ward down as well. And hop skips over that. All right, that early gank thwarted, but some early pressure here in the duo lane.
Pressure is an understatement. This is a assault at the gates, on some Lord of the Rings type people. We got Brandon Knight playing middle with Belica. We got, I'm not trying to say that, NG. Can you pronounce that?
I have no idea. These are names that I was not on the roster sheets.
Well, you get it. But Narbash middle, that wasn't on the board. That wasn't on our any of our calls right there.
No, I wasn't even. That was like my final option. I was like, well, we've seen jungle where you go power scaling. I've seen off lane where it kind of holds it down, but mid lane, debatability at its finest.
Yeah, but I mean, Narbash, he has gotten buffed. He got a good bit of a increase to his physical power scaling. So it's definitely a thing. It's a thing. But we're gonna see if he can take the damage of a ranged Belica. Like I said before, she has a new way to build her with attack speed. Can he hold up the onslaught? That's what we have to find out.
I mean, but also the other question is like Narbash loses a lot of mana, so go Claws of Hermes immediately, and then you get your Void Drone too. But it's already a first blood here from who else but Import, stamping his name onto the match. An easy gank in the duo to take down the Aurora. Almost Giroli falling to the mighty Steel. He's got to back off of this one.
I'm telling you, Steel is a wall in that off lane. He's not really looking to, if he can beat you down, he can. But he's really just trying to hold you there. And if G Rolly, that's his favorite character, Zaris. If he's if he's just stuck in off lane, can't rotate over, he's gonna be having a really bad time against that wall.
Here we go. Is that Squiddy,
Squee!
Squee.
No!
Okay, he's saying weave. Bye, G Roly. He gets a punch to the face, but now the steel gets yoinked back to the ward, and he wants to put him in cuffs. But can he chase him down? The electrocute will zap the steel. He's very conductive after all. Blood spilt in the off lane.
I think Richter with that the speed he gets from his second ability, I forgot what it's called, excuse me on that one. But he's way too fast. I think he's way too fast. He was like going a full sprint. Catch up to Steel. Put him down. It's just downright ridiculous, honestly.
Hey, the electrocute he's getting vamped up, so he's ready to speed at his opponents. I was actually very curious. Thank you, Tedium, our observer here for the matches today, showing the Bellica build, because I was curious to see if Void Drone would have been scaled early just to zap the mana more from the side of the Narbash. But I think just going to full damage and zapping the mana that way, right? Because he's got to use the Song of the People to stay alive in the lane is better for it. I believe he's lost one plate so far in that mid lane. This Narbash, he's under the gun.
Yeah, Narbash is going to be at a very difficult spot because he has to waste mana to heal himself. You know, he can hit all things he wants, but right now he's about to get ganked. All right, Import's there to get another stack right there. He'll hit his hamstring. Cat had to blink out of there. He lives for now, but I'm pretty sure Import's going to be right back over here soon. But like I said before, he's going to be losing a lot of mana. He has to heal himself. Oh! G Roller getting revenge! Hitting that spear of near!
Wow, I thought it couldn't go through the wall, but apparently it can. The cat, he has been tipped over, sent back to the spawn room door, just like you mentioned, friend. Import knew once the blinky is down, that timer's ticking in his head. He goes for the kill. Now he's going for the ceiling, and if my eyes don't deceive me, Mantis Scythe is first on the menu in terms of items for the legend.
I'm telling you, man, Mantis Scythe is going to be an item that Jungle's going to have to roll with. There's just too many benefits to just pass upon. But I want to let you notice, Import is already level 5. He's getting a level per 5 minutes, but Gate's down 2. He's unfortunately stuck in that cage from Vappa, but there is Aurora and trying to get something going, trying to take down Remy. I'm gonna say Remy.
Remy, yes, Remy for sure. But now Squiddy, he's back in against the yoink from Rax of range. Can't find the elimination though, and it is Arcokin who goes down instead. This double melee duo lane just not getting it done.
Bro, Squee hit a fantastic one from downtown. Unable to get the kill, and Arc was deleted, but still being deleted. Brandon Knight pushes the tempo on mid lane, taking down Cat once again. It is not a good look, and it's already 6-2 in favor of CEO of no names.
Oh man, okay, well, looks like the Narbash, they are down 2 lives. They've got 7 remaining if I know my cats, friend. So we'll see if he can survive. G Roly got to lift his team up here on this Zara, sees their scale ability, trying to put the pressure on where he can, but very difficult. Vappa goes in for the stasis bomb, can't connect on that one. This dual lane though, very precarious.
You know, I think I called the Aurora. No, I didn't call the Aurora. But the fact that there's Aurora and a Grux, it's a pull and root situation right there. Definitely it's a combination. They're kind of struggling right now, but it's still the early game. Holy thunder. The face. But yeah, it's still early game. I wonder how that duel is going to go by. It's still pretty close. No play down on either side. I think they may have won. But I'm just interested in that matchup right there.
For sure. And I was about to ask you about the Fangtooth itself, because neither of these characters are really like good Fangtooth starters, but the fact that the Mantis Scythe and that he's been getting a level a minute here Import, he's going right for it. It looks like he's going to solo the dinosaur himself. Brandon Knight trying to stave off too, does take a thunk to the face, but what is the cat going to do? It's been declawed here for now. Void Bomb chunks him down the earth shatter, puts him in the ground, and he's got one more, the hamstring, the right
another
dash,
one.
and it's a twofer for the kid. Put him on the board.
Well, 3 kills. That means there's probably 2 more stacks left. I wonder who's gonna go for it, but oh my goodness! Goodbye, NG, because G-Roll is about to get it going, and he's gonna start to roll on with his second kill of the game. He's getting started. He has to pull the weight a good bit for the team. I can't wait to see him rotate. It's just start deleting people.
And second Fang is definitely when you want to do it. Look at this guy. Cool guys do not look at explosions. You knew the red buff would do the work as G-Rolly expecting this gank here. No, can he get the cyan buff and the kill? Okay, the cyan buff secured here from G-Rolly, but he's not out of the woods just yet. He's being chased down. The blast flower only puts him in a worse position. Another name checked off the list. Import on a tear.
Like, what do you expect out of Import? I'm telling you, man, they took Kowari. He said, okay, I'll pick another assassin. Maybe even more lethal assassin than Fame Out. Being able to just delete people from the game with all that damage, it's honestly, it's wonderful to see. Someone just gets so active. He knows his rotations. He knows exactly what he's doing. Everything that Import does is for a reason. And that might be the reason why Rank 2 is going to win the match.
I mean, the absolute tactician known as Import. That's why he was a first-round draft pick, and rightly so. Remy and Bappa doing a lot of good work, sidestepping the smash and grab. Now locked in the cage here is Arc, and he gets the Ion Strike to the dome and a shot to the face. It's Remy with the kill. The Cryo-Seismic expended willy-nilly, and all the while, the creeps are running down the tower. They get easy plating there in the duo lane.
Yeah, the crosses, it landed, but it just didn't matter in the end. You know, Remy is the lethal of Kira. Underrated carry if you ask me. But that power is starting to stack, man. The rank 2 has an incredible lead, being 12-3, and I'm not sure if the CEO of No Names can even claw the way out of it. They might have to just go to loser bracket immediately.
I mean, this is the loser bracket, friend. This is it. Win or go home. Yeah.
Okay, well, yeah, there's no... Yeah, we're gonna go best of one.
That is right. Your Shatter executes another. He's looking for two, but the skewer holds him in place. It doesn't even matter. The Belka says, thank you very much. A seismic assault knocks the warden down, and the mid lane tower is shortly to fall thereafter. Argokin is just being poked from a distance. This duo lane, incredibly impressive.
I'm questioning so hard right now. I can't help it. It's all melee. Maybe it's just like the positioning of some characters or whatever. I'm trying to figure out the thought process of why of this team comp. I like it. I like fun stuff. I'm a super big fan of just having fun and Fred. This is a little crazy.
Having too much fun here. A couple extra drinks on their Thanksgiving table. But for now,
weave.
NG, nice sidestep there. Doesn't get hooked in. Yeah, you're right, friend. They probably cooked a little too hard. We know it's all fun and games, but we want to see something happening on the map. And so far, it's just blood being spilt from the CEO. Finally, G-Rolly looking to get involved in here. Nice sidestep for the Seismic Assault. But just the barrage of abilities from the Belka, too much to handle.
Hey, what's too much to handle? She was the one retreating, okay? Listen, if G-Rolly was like a little bit higher, a little bit there sooner while she was up, she would have definitely been deleted from the game. But Import, he's looking crazy. I thought he was about to go and dive on those two people right there on Gate and Geo. I was gonna say that could be a interesting play to see on Import. I think he's up. I think he can do it, honestly. I think he's that massive right now in the game. Just dive on people.
And friend, I love that he went for the dart here as the assassin crest, because that allows you, if you hit the dart, they get marked, you can teleport to him. So one allows him to chase down kills even more, get in those 1v1 situations to then get the Manta Scythe to do the extra damage. So this guy, he's going to be hard to run away from. Import looking to hunt each and every member of the CEOs. Right now, it will be a fight in the jungle, the dual lane to get it started. They are being pincered here, but that's all what they wanted. An Ion Strike to lock a couple members down, the smash and grab to pull them in, but it's the Squiddy Boy turned into Calamari and Remaraski who's shooting them in the barrel. It is easy pickings here in the jungle.
That team fight started off so good for CEO of No Names, but then it just fell apart. Pick apart. Import is just too high up. He has so much power under his belt that the team just couldn't do enough damage, and I think we've seen another case of just not enough damage for the team to delete the people that they pull in. You can pull people, you can Coliseum them. That's all cool and dandy. But when it comes down to it, do you have enough power to win the fight? And it just seems like they don't. Even Cat right here, who is putting the pause on Remy, is also deleted from the game. It's just not
the orc absolutely purified there. And
oh my!
Squiddy just took 2 shots and he's dead, and it's an easy double for Remy in the duo lane.
Remy, he hits like a truck right now. He got like 7 kills. And a team with all this CC can't knock down, can't tie together, put down the Remy the Kira. I know she got dash and all, but still though.
That's tough, friend. I mean, where is the damage coming from? The Aurora Grux is just not... You got to pick one, right? Okay, Grux or Aurora as your support, that's fine. But you need a tried and true carry, especially with how this game is panning out. I'm seeing the Magnify there on Arcokin. Very interesting with how that item now just shreds armor, but you need something to shred. The character is being paused up, paused down, Giroli taken down.
Nah, G-Rolly just, he knew it was pretty much over with, you know, he kind of just stood still and just in the face, which a lot, it's not uncommon right now. This is a really bad look. 21-3, huh? But the world ship has concluded. Rocks are smashed, got a whole lot more gateways, pathways to see import probably dash right through, but Remy is free to just push this dual lane by herself, as well as the rest of the team is getting active, you know, dying and all kind of stuff.
All right, Import finds himself another kill, closes the gate and takes down the arc ship. Another life looking to be taken from the Driftle. Can he go for the Quadra? He can. Give me one more Import, you stud. Keep it going. But finally gets the kill, but it's a Quadra for the kid.
The Penta was right there. He was risking for it. That was a full health. G-Rolly. Let power. That inhib hits way too hard, man. I really wanted that freaking Penta, man. I wanted that RGSA, excuse me, to happen so bad. It's just so nice to see it going put in work, man.
So close, but that's a clippable moment for sure. We'll be seeing that in the replay highlights without a doubt. Here at the 15.5-minute mark, 2 inhibs are falling. They are just crashing through the door here, rank 2.
And two inhibs are down. It's only a matter of time for this game starts to end. I mean, they can't end it right now. I feel like if they would try, they would. But I think it's time to go back to base, use all the gold, the 2K gold that everybody seems to have apparently, and get more beefier. Probably has the Ore Prime, clean the game up. It's over. It's over. I hate to say it. It's over.
Oh yeah, this is a bunch of codexes being picked up there from Squiddy. But there's the lantern. Okay, so we're seeing some of the new items come out here. The alternator also picked up first there from Giroli. Hasn't evolved it just yet. An Overlord first item on the Narbash though. You hate to see it.
Yeah, well, the Overlord Narbash, that's a good concept because, you know, he needs wave clear to go against Pelican. But Brandon Knight, again, one of the better mid lanes in the Cozmic, right? He's not gonna let you hit mains. He's not gonna let you do that for free. But hold on now, we gotta fight the off lane, NG and Cat. You already know, you see how that's gonna turn out.
Has to expend the Crash Bang Boom just to push the steal away, but Import comes from the blind side, takes down the left tackle. It's a sack there in the off lane. That's an American football reference here for you folks. Import, he's going right for the core lane. Down another Earth Shatter. That one dodged, but he doesn't even care. He's so damn strong, chunking through everybody, creating the space needed to allow his team to take down the core. Arcokin is the only one remaining to defend, but he gets sliced into shavings. Now it's Giroli puts down the Coliseum just to put everybody back, but still they march forward here. Rank number 2 wants to be the top of the podium, and it will be that. Rank number 2 take the game.
Holy moly, what is Squee building? What is it? You know what?
I think he just knew the game.
Yeah,
was
he
done.
just
Like,
started just like, I'm just gonna build this. I'm gonna get all this, you know, codexes, bro. He was so stacked with codexes. He just knew. He knew off rip. what can you really say about this matchup, Philly, other than total domination? And I think we know who the MVP is. We know it's important as always.
Oh, without a doubt. I mean, if anybody says otherwise, were you watching that game? I mean, this guy was all over the map, hitting every objective, every timing, every riverbug, seedling, shaper, flower, golden flower, like whatever you could hit on the map. This guy was hitting it, friend. Just way too dang good.
You would think, okay, this team has a whole bunch of CC. How can we use this to our advantage? And they just never did. There wasn't really a point where the team was even wiped. If anything, at least like one or two people were down at the same time, and all those one or two people wasn't import. And so guess what import did? He cleaned up. He like went through all of their armor with that Mantis Scythe and just deleted them one after another.
Okay, well, let's take a look at our MVP import. We've got his stats pulled up here. 18 KDA, 993 damage. I mean, this guy no can defend.
No, like, what's there to say, really? 18 KDA. He was feasting. He had his Thanksgiving dinner today. Mm-hmm. He was saving. He was fasting until today. Oh my goodness, it's just nuts, man. 11 CS a minute. That time is working in overtime, and I can just imagine how much physical power that he had in the day. Now, the item itself, it gives you 0.5 per camp leader. So he was getting the camp leaders about like 5, 3, 8, not counting the river camps that he was getting, not counting the ceilings that he was getting. He had so much power probably by the end of the game. So we're gonna have to see Mantis Scythe or Maldy as a go-to item for Fake Mal. I think it's leaning towards Mantis Scythe.
Oh, without a doubt here, friend. That was like built for him. It's the Scythe and the Glaive working in tandem to cut everybody down. We have our bracket now in order here, folks and fans of Fangdraft. So let's pull it up and see where we stand as we make our way through the tournament.
Definitely see. Oh,
yeah,
1 second.
I'm interested to see, at least, especially that first round, like contests, right? I want to see who else made it through that first round, where upper bracket folks stand. But for now, we do say goodbye to the CEO of No Names. That's probably why they didn't give themselves an actual name, because they're down, they're out. But it will allow Rank 2 to move on. That was a match. I mean, if Rank 2 lost in that first bracket round, Cozmic, that match had to be absolutely insane.
A lot of things would have to happen for Rank 2 to lose. And we're living the timeline where they didn't lose. So that's really all that we can do. We have to just move on with the fact that Rank 2 is going to move on, deciding victory. But the bracket is here, Philly. Looking at it, let's see what we got here for the matchups.
Okay, the VP Liberators are the ones who took Rank 2 to the lower bracket. Rank 2 is able to survive. They move on to round number 3. The VP Liberators, though, they then get beat by the Poets and moved out. What? My friend, anybody could win this tournament. It's wild.
This is a wild bracket for sure. I didn't think Rank 2 would be in loser. Well, not that would be in loser, but they got to get out of there. I think they're way too good to be in losing bracket. But they're there. They have to claw their way out, and I'm pretty sure leading the charge is going to be imports. Whether he's playing Kalari or Feimal, it really just all depends.
Cause I think they just wanted to play more games. They're like, let's just like kind of play this first one, then we'll start right at the end, and then we just want to play more bread, and that's I'm all fine with that. Mm-hmm. Speaking of more bread, folks, we have plenty of more rounds here in Fangdraft number 4 to get through. But to get that set up for you, we got to head it to a break. We'll see you on the other side.
Bye, guys.